Hi, I'm Justin Chamness. This is the Real Estate Wholesalers Club, and this is the live Zoom Q&A on Saturday at 10 a.m. I'm glad that you're able to watch this either live or on the replay because we're all about getting you to that shut up money. I'm looking for my example shut up money. Oh, it's over there, but she's watching it for me. But yeah, we're all about getting you to that first deal and that shut up money. And so anyway, thanks for joining us. This is the live Q&A. So we are here today to talk about a couple things. We're here, of course, to answer your questions, but we're also here to share with you a little bit about setting goals and success. And I really want to talk about this topic because I believe this is a major thing for people. I'm a huge believer in setting goals, having goals, writing them down. If you don't write them down, you're probably not going to accomplish them. That's my belief. I'll just straight out, flat out tell you, if you're not trying to accomplish goals that are written down, then you're just probably bouncing around from idea to idea. And that's not really what anybody wants to do in this world. In this game, they don't want to bounce around from one idea to the next and never accomplish anything. So yeah, write these things down. And I've got Mike and Kelly both on here with me today, and there'll probably be some more jump on here soon. You guys feel free to unmute your microphones and let's get started chatting back and forth if you want. But yeah, success and setting goals, I believe, are linked together. They're linked together like this. There's no way to separate the two. If you don't have goals written down, you're not going to accomplish those goals. That's just the fact of the matter. That's just the fact of the matter. And now, where did I learn this concept? Well, from the gurus. I did. I learned it from the gurus. And the gurus, they'll tell you the same thing. Now, I heard this probably for the first time when I was about 25 years old. Believe it or not, I know that sounds crazy, but 25 years old. And yeah, we're going to miss you too, Terrence. Terrence just sent me a message, said, hey, man, I'd love to be there with you in spirit, but I'm in a meeting currently and I can't get away. Hey, it's good to see Carlina pop on here along with Kelly and Mike. And yeah, first time I ever heard about writing your goals down, really, I think I was about 25 years old, believe it or not. You know, and that's sad because they should really put this stuff in the schools. They should put it in the schools. You know, you should be learning this when you're in elementary school, but you're not, not in this country at least. So what you're doing in this country is you're learning how to do other things, and then you end up getting into an adult situation at age 18, 19, 20, and you're just pretty much unequipped for it. And so at age 25, I went on this road trip with my brother. My brother, he's an older brother, but he's littler than me, so I still call him my little brother. And he's kind of a studious person. He studies a lot of books. He reads all the self-help books and all the, so-called self-help books or whatever, success motivation stuff. And one time we went on a trip. He picked me up. We went to go see my mom and dad. My mom and dad are like 5 hours away. And because my mom and dad are 5 hours away, that gave me and my brother a lot of time to talk. And I didn't really grow up with my brother. I didn't really know him all that well. And he and I, really were kind of looking forward to the time to just sit in the car together to kind of get to know one another. And so what we did is we drove from Kentucky to, well, I guess it's southeastern Missouri. And the whole time we talked back and forth, but I listened a lot. And my brother, just from having read all these books and stuff, was kind of spitting out all these things about writing goals down, and it got me thinking. And so I started it as soon as I got back home. As soon as I got back home, I got out. Let me show it to you. I got out a clipboard. All right. I still carry a clipboard to this day, guys. Like, you guys think that I've got some kind of awesome technology. Well, I do, but I still use the clipboard because there's something special about having something in your hand in an ink pen, and I can write down these ideas. I can write them down. There's something real special about taking an intangible idea, which is what a thought or an idea or a goal is. It's just an intangible piece of energy stuck in your brain, and then pinning it down, writing it down with a pen or pencil, and looking at it. Because now, you see, you've taken it out of the realm of intangible and you've put it in the realm of, now I can look at it on paper and analyze it and think about it. It's almost reality already. Yeah. I know that sounds kind of funny and flaky, but I really believe that stuff. So I started writing these goals down as soon as I got home. And I can tell you what, it's been the best thing that I've ever done. I mean, really, as far as business goes, yeah, it's incredible. The goals that I set down are not the same goals that I have today. They're just not. They've changed because I've changed. Everything in this whole flipping world changes. So your ideas and your goals are going to change. And I think sometimes y'all beat yourselves up because you're afraid to change your mind because it'll be embarrassing to you, or you're afraid to change your goals because you feel like it's admitting failure. No. Change your goals as you change. Make your goals move with you, because you're going to learn more about who you are and what you want and how you want to do it. So, write this stuff down, guys. Write it down. Write it down. That's all I can say. And I know it's going to sound dumb. I think the reason why people don't write it down is because they're maybe partly afraid that they are going to write down the wrong things. And I think another thing is they don't know really what to write down. And that's crazy. You got to be able to write the stuff down, even the wrong. Write it down wrong. And then look at it for a little bit and then go back and correct it. Change it. And keep doing this until you can get something that you can chase, and chase it every single day. Okay. It's that simple, guys. It's really just you determining what it is you want. I think that's crazy, but I can ask probably 9 out of 10 people what they really want in life. And, you're going to hear a lot of people hawing around and, yeah, well, I'd like to have a thing, and, I was kind of wishing I could get a thing, and blah, blah. And they don't fucking have a clue. They don't even begin to know what they really want. All right. So don't be that person. Write this stuff down. Hey, what's going on, Aaron? What's going on, Carlina? Kelly? I think we lost Mike, but that's all right.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, dude?
What's up, brother from another mother?
We're just getting cracking on the weekend, man.
There you go.
Just having fun on the weekend. The struggle is real.
Struggle.
Right? The struggle is real. Gary V always says it's all about the it's all about the hustle. But I'll tell you what, hustling makes you tired sometimes. I believe in the hustle too, and I do hustle. I hustle a lot. I'm busy. I'm a busy guy, and I work for the list because I started writing stuff down. Boom. I work for my list because I started writing all this stuff. I'm super busy, dude. But yeah, I'm tired right now. Long story short. So what's going on in your world, Aaron? Aaron G.
How, just getting everything together. It's kind of weird, now that I quit my job like a month ago. It was like August 1st was a full month. It's like, I don't know, you used to always enjoy and look for the weekends. And now that I've been doing this and working with you, and I think every day is the weekend for me now. I don't mean to say that like weird, but it's just like, everyone's like, oh, it's Friday and just get ready for the weekend. And I mean, every day I kind of look as the weekend because I kind of make my own schedule and do my own thing. And I just, yeah, I'm busy and doing a bunch of stuff, but it's not like a 9 to 5 grind and hustle like I used to, It's a little bit different. It's a different mentality, I guess.
Yeah. Man, I have a lot to say about that. When you set goals and you finally start achieving some of these goals because you wrote them down and you know exactly what you're going for in life, then or you're getting closer to it, let's say, well, then it's a double-edged sword you find. And I kind of mentioned this to you the other day, Aaron, but yeah, being free from the corporate handcuffs, yeah, being free from the job, it's a double-edged sword, y'all. Now, at first, you're gonna fucking love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But then after reality sets in, you realize all your friends are still at work.
Yeah, it's kind of like back in high school. I dropped out of high school and just was, and for like the first 2 weeks, or the first week, it was awesome. I was like, oh man, I get to do whatever I want. And then like within literally like by Wednesday, I was like, I gotta go back to school, man. This is boring. Everybody's at school. There's nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how it is too with the real estate. Real estate wholesaling can be lonely, y'all. It can be. It can be pretty lonely. And it's just really like that. No matter what you're doing, though, if you're successful with it, you get a certain amount of freedom, guys. It's a double-edged sword. It is, and people don't realize this because, and I don't think people should dwell on this, but yeah, there's some nuances to getting by in your life and adjusting to not being tied to the 9 to 5 or what have you. Yeah, definitely some nuances to it, and it affects your home life too if you're married. Oh yeah, if you're married, you got kids. You know what? Do you think they want your fucking ass sitting around all the time? You know what I'm saying? You think they want you sitting on your ass all around the couch all day because you can? Now, maybe for a little while, but then eventually they're just like, man, you can get your shit out of here and go do something, right? Just go find something to do. Go bug somebody else. Yes, it's a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. But I'll tell you what, guys, it's worth it. It's worth it, man. I love freedom. I feel like I am a freedom fighter. I feel like I am what's that guy, that movie? I I love that. Mel Gibson, Braveheart. I feel like I'm Braveheart, man. Like really almost. Not really Braveheart, but I'm not like identifying as Braveheart. But I'm using it as a metaphor. So catch this. You know how he was all about freedom, right? And liberty. I feel like something about that is identifies with me. And I say that because ever since I was a little bitty kid, I haven't really been wanting to get money as much as I just wanted to get freedom. Like I just really don't want to have nobody bossing me around. And after you attain that a little bit, you end up realizing that it's a bit of a double-edged sword. You're always going to have a boss anyway. The boss is the list right now. I'm working for the list. What list? My list of shit to do. Yeah, you got to stay disciplined. You got to be productive. There's no escape from the mandate to be productive. Even if you have money, even if you have freedom, you still have to figure out a way to be productive. Otherwise, you're just gonna go downhill, really. So, I think a lot of times people are like, man, why is this taking me a while? Well, it's taking you a while because partly, pardon me, but it's taking you a while to change a little bit too, and get used to some of these new concepts because believe me, where you're going is completely different from where you've been. right? And where you've been, you know about that, but where you're going, you've never been there yet. So you're going to have to make some adjustments and some changes along the way. And I think sometimes we're not successful because we fight some of these changes, guys. Like shit, man, you know exactly. If I was to go through every one of you right now, I'm sorry I'm talking so much this morning, but if I was to ask every single one of you in a personal conversation and y'all were like, yeah, Justin, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I was to say, hey, listen, what are the things? Do you know of some things that you should be doing that you're not doing or you're not doing as consistently? I bet every one of us would have some stuff we'd say, including me. Yeah. So think about that for a minute. Now you got to write some shit down so you can get it done. Now back to that again. So anyway, hey, I appreciate you sharing a little bit there, Aaron. What's going on, Claude? What's going on with you, man? It's good to see you.
What's happening? What's good people? Everything is good, man. Just trying to keep it pushing, man. I feel what y'all are saying though, man. Like, I don't work for anybody but me, and my green screen is acting up behind me. I got a fan blowing on my green screen, so you might see me disappear every now and then. But anyway.
I thought you was magical.
Yeah, I am.
Claude Copperfield.
Just wait. Just wait.
It's some David Blaine trapdoor shit going on.
Yeah, some mind freak stuff going on around here, man. But yeah, look, working for yourself, man, requires hella discipline, right?
It does.
People don't realize, like, I want to be my own boss. I want financial freedom. Fire your boss. Scrap the 9-to-5. All of that sounds great. Right? Until being a business owner punches you in the mouth. Everybody wants to be a business owner until the responsibilities of being a business owner, and I don't care if it's wholesaling, whatever you do. Once that shit punches you in your mouth, it's up to you whether or not you're gonna just keep pushing forward, man. And at the end of the day, that's why that expression "burn the ships." Everybody know what I'm talking about. Burn the ships, right?
Yeah.
When guys like who was it? It wasn't Columbus, but the guy who I can't think of his name. Anyway, the explorer and the people who took over like South America, right? When they got to to shore, they burned their ships, so they didn't have an option but to move forward, right? And so for me, nothing else. There's nothing else, right? But me propelling my business. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. Look, and one of those ships that I have to burn is my laziness, right? A bad attitude, right? That do it later, kind of attitude. Like, those are the ships that, you really, and particularly in wholesaling, is because this shit is not easy, man. Excuse my language, but real talk, it's not easy. It's not. People think, I'll just find the property and get it under contract and assign a buyer and close and walk away with my check. Okay, that sounds good, and then yeah, you can do all of that, but all of that in between, and all that hustle, all that hard work, like right now I'm on like the 3-yard line with a deal, right? I started working on like 2 days ago, right? And it's a co-wholesale deal, right? And the guy, I found a guy on Facebook, said he had a property he was trying to move. It was time sensitive, pre-foreclosure,
yeah.
blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So I picked the ball up, right? It seemed like, it was something I might be able to do. So I picked the ball up. Come to find out, I'm the third person, or this would be the third buyer. I bought the buyer, right? And this would be the third buyer on this particular deal, right? And we made good progress, right? But trying to deal with the seller and the wholesaler, me, the real estate agent, because there's an agent involved, the cash buyer, and getting everything aligned with a time crunch. It's proving, to be rather taxing. And I've only been working on it for 3 days, but it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's straight up, it's a pain in the ass. But you know what, Justin? You know what it's about, Justin, really? It's about getting to getting across that goal line and getting that shut up money. But it's not easy, man. I'm telling y'all, it's not easy. So whoever thinks this thing is easy, man, go ahead and wrap it up. Go back to your 9 to 5, or go to the welfare office, collect your Social Security check, and stay on a budget and be happy. I can't stay. I can't stay there. I'm burning my ships. I got to move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love that story about burning the ships. I don't know. Is everybody familiar with that one? I don't remember what war it was or who the players were, but they took ships to the beachfront, and they were going to, like D-Day or whatever, the Marines were going to run off the ships onto the beach and charge, and shoot and kill the enemy. Turns out they got there, and the captain ordered that the ships be burned. And they said, how will we return? What are you are dooming us. He said, no. He said, now we must win. If we win, we'll take their ships home. He said, we cannot run now. We have burned the ships. Yeah, guys, do that in your own life. Do that in your own head. I know I didn't say it as eloquently as others have.
You got it, though, man. That's what it's about, bro. For real.
Yeah, I feel like I've done that in my life on purpose, to a good extent, maybe more so than others have. You just have to analyze yourself. What have you done? I think what it amounts to is it's a metaphor for excuses, right? Excuses and being misdirected and not focused and not having that passion, that drive. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's crazy. Carlina, what's going on? Why don't you talk to us?
Hi.
Hey.
I missed last week. I had surgery, so.
What's going on? I hope you're okay.
No. I'm fine. I just had my gallbladder removed. It's apparently a common thing, but other than that, yeah, I'm okay. Me and Clyde's been talking yesterday, and he's helping me figure out some things with a real estate deal I've been working on for months. But I posted in the group yesterday asking for help in regards to like judgments and stuff.
Yeah.
So I have a motivated seller and everything, and he's had brain surgery and a stroke. And I guess the hospital had put a judgment on him back in like 2012 or something. And so that's keeping me from moving forward with the title.
Right.
And it's frustrating. But the title company that I'm using mentioned to me that in the past they've seen it be removed, just settled or whatnot for nothing. And I don't know how to talk to these people. I've talked to them once, and it's not really going very well. But he called me yesterday, and I was going to back out of the deal because it was too much work. But he called me yesterday, and I told him we could sign a new contract because the contract we originally signed is getting to be expired. And I'd like to help him because he's definitely a nice guy. Like I said, he's got a stroke and a brain surgery, but he needs some money. I was telling Clyde about it, and I was like, if somebody could help me work on this deal, I'd gladly, JV with anybody who can help me get this judgment taken care of.
Yeah. That's a good question. Yeah, is anybody in the group interested in helping her? Honestly, I'll be just frank with you. I've never done it. I've never done that. I've never I had to call and try to work out, other people's liens and past histories and shit. I've just never done it. So I'm pretty ignorant on that particular.
Well, I feel like, it's messed up. He had a stroke. I mean, obviously he's not going to show up to court and try to say, Medicaid was supposed to pay for this. And he's going to ultimately lose the property anyway to the past due taxes and stuff. So, it's in Kansas City, Kansas, and it's in an area, if you're familiar with, like off of Leavenworth Road and 55th Street, it's like in a redeveloping area. That area is getting like a lot of work done to it.
Yeah.
So it's a profitable deal, I think, on the wholesale end.
Yeah. Have you visited with Janet about this?
Not this particular property. I've talked to her about a couple other properties, but not this one. This one was actually sent to me by a referral from a fix and flipper.
Yeah.
He said that he was trying to do the same thing I was, but he doesn't have the time to do the, calling and trying to get it cleared up for the seller.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. I was thinking Janet might have some experience with working with the that type of thing. And what I mean is dealing with the medical hospital staff and so on and so forth.
Right.
And I don't know, she might have some advice on that and who to talk to and how to get it done.
Yeah, it seems to be a common thing in the area,
Yeah.
And as well as, other common issues that's kind of ridiculous. People stealing properties from other people, selling them that ain't even theirs. And
yeah,
it's just the last couple properties I've tried to get done has been like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it frustrates you because, when you're trying to prove to your spouse or whatever that this isn't just some hobby that, is taking a lot of time, but no, not producing. It's,
you know what I think would be best for you, Carlina? And this is just a wild I'm an ignorant outsider, okay? Because I don't really know your life, intimately or anything. But what I think is, if I were you, I would put my focus and attention on wholesaling lease options, and I'd probably get connected with Aaron and see if he would kind of help me along too a little bit. And
Aaron.
Aaron G, like Warren G, except it's Aaron G. He's got to regulate every now and then. Got to watch him.
I actually had another deal too that I had marketed about a month ago. This seller, I know he has his title free and clear because he bought it, from the land bank, and then he's improved the property somewhat. I was telling Clyde about this too yesterday. So he signed, the contract and everything, and he let me show like one or two buyers the property, and then at the next investor that wanted to look at the property, I knew he was home, but he didn't open the door. So then he just suddenly became not motivated, I guess. And then I hadn't talked to him for a couple of weeks now, and I was actually just across the street from his house last night, and I out of nowhere had an inquiry on Messenger about the property, and I was like, well, and I wasn't trying to sound rude or anything, but I said to the buyer, I'm like, so are you a motivated buyer? Because listen, if you are, I'll walk my butt across the street and demand he follow through on this contract if you are. And he replied back, he's like, well, I'll let you know tomorrow. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And that's just me getting a little frustrated, with sellers ultimately, because all I'm really trying to do is help out, the community. I'm trying to, I'm trying to help the community improve. It's about money, but it's not with me.
Yeah. I think, I would draw a straight line from where you are now to a check, and that would be wholesaling lease options. That's the easiest way to get to a check, in my opinion.
I know it's in high demand right now.
Yeah. and you're going to be getting the low hanging fruit. You're not going to be dealing with all these problem sellers and everything. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to have to be a therapist for anybody or a psychologist or whatever. You're going to be able to help people, and these people will say thank you. They will want to hug your neck if they could. I don't know. Is that true, Aaron? And the ones that you've done so far, are these some grateful fucking people or what, man?
I got a dog. They got a new dog, and I'm named after a new dog.
Yeah, they named you, huh? After the dog. They named the dog after you.
It wasn't Warren G, but it was Aaron G. You got to regulate. You got to mount up. No, I just want to say, like, I see a lot of you, and I heard Claude mention, like, there's a lot of A to B and a lot of stuff to do. And a lot of all the REOs and a lot of this wholesaling, and you got judgments on title. You guys, the wholesaling, a lot of those deals are like that, and a lot of headache and stuff. But the lease options are the easiest wholesaling deal you'll ever do in your life. Yeah. You literally find a person that's motivated, because you're just assigning the contract or the option for someone to come in and lease out the property. It's the easiest way to make money. So if you're interested, hit up Justin, dude, and get on the phone with me and Justin and get on it's so easy, guys. It is the easiest way to make money, man. I can't tell you how easy it is.
I have a question, Aaron. Would you be opposed to, because I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, so I'm from the Show Me State, and if I'm shown the process, physically shown, just like a shadow, then I can go do it. I feel, if I'm able to sit in and just be like the quiet person that watches how you conduct your conversations with the seller and the leaser or whatever, then that would give me more confidence to where I could do it on my own. I mean, just to see your techniques that you use. I mean, it's a lot to ask, but
no, it's not a lot to ask at all. It's super simple, and that step by step that you're looking to want to watch and see. Have you gone on to the Wholesaler Club website and seen the training modules on lease options?
I have.
Okay.
I watched them a couple times.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty much, that's all I did. I watched that and I closed the deal later. I started on Monday, July 1st, and I had a deal closed like 2 weeks later.
I mean, I don't think I have a problem with finding the buyers, getting the seller, because you had a deal over in KCK, I think, what was it, over the park or Olathe or something?
I want an OP, yeah.
Yeah. That would be the area I would like to work, because it makes more sense in a way, because, I mean, there's a lot of people needing that sort of thing.
Really good. Overland Park, you get a lot of motivated lease options out there. A lot of people looking to just get out of their deals because it's a contingent offer on a new home or whatever. Overland Park is huge. You get a lot of from the scrapings you do on the automated REI, you get a lot of deals back on that. And the people are super cool to talk to. So I think Overland Park's a great area to do lease options.
Yeah, let me say one thing about that is picking an area, though, like one small town, nah, that ain't going to last for more than just a few days or a week or two. You're going to have to move around. If you're going to get the low-hanging fruit, I mean, yeah, you want to move around. So don't be so geographically tied to this. Remember, it's virtual.
Okay, but you got to also realize that, people are in search of good school districts and good areas. I mean, people are not going to want to lease a house if they have a family and, just in the area. That's why I was kind of, not just over the park, but, North Kansas City sometimes, Blue Springs, whatever. Yeah.
There's a lot of really, really pretty decent areas around. And you're right. There are some bad areas that people don't want to live in. And if they don't want to live in them, yeah, that's not bread and butter. I mean, that's not the deal we're looking for. I might still try it, though. If it's questionable, I might still give it a whirl. you know, but as a deal goes, you know, if that makes any sense.
Well, Justin, what are you saying? Are you saying like to just go national with your WLO searches, like not be geographically confined in that respect?
Yeah.
Break that down.
Right. Yeah. Why do you care? I mean, why do you care really where it's at? I mean, are you going to be living there? I mean, probably not. And for, you know, and none of us really know exactly what somebody else's dream home is or dream neighborhood or dream street, you know, in a sense. None of us really do. So we kind of have a general bread and butter idea, which is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, you could probably do houses that are in, you know, a little, you know, lesser condition successfully. You're not going to do it as easily or as frequently, but you're going to have some successes even in the.
So do you think that particular deal that I was talking about with the judgment, do you think I could maybe turn it into a lease option? I mean, the house needs to be completely redone, but if I found an investor or whatnot that can work on it, as well as you know, potentially maybe buy it.
I could speak to that. Listen, I've seen the house, and one of the things that Justin teaches, right, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, is that, you know, the house should be in a desirable neighborhood in a great condition, right? I think with that house, Carlina, you have one half of that equation is a desirable neighborhood. We discussed that, but the condition of the house, you know, it's a back to the studs job, right? It's a back to the studs. Like an investor is going to have to totally redo their house. So I'm not saying it's a bad deal. I guess the question is, do you know, is a WLO, a wholesale lease option, viable for a property that's in that type of condition? Because the turnaround for a homeowner, in my opinion, for them to get a tenant buyer in there, I don't know. Like, wouldn't they have to fund the rehab themselves? Or wouldn't the buyer have to rather be willing to rent out after they completed a rehab? So, I mean, most buyers, right, especially fix and flippers, they want a quick ROI, right? They want to fix it, flip it, most likely list it with an agent and move on to the next one. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me say something here at the risk of sounding rude. The fact of the matter is that by the time all of us figured out what to do to help a guy who couldn't pay his own bill, because that's really what this is. This is somebody else's bill that they couldn't pay, and it ended up being a lien on the property.
Right.
By the time we figure out how to help somebody else's bill, we can go bankrupt. I mean,
I'm there. I'm already there.
You know what I mean? Who gives a shit about this other guy's bill and trying to figure out how to get it? You know, by the time we figured all of that out, we could either have gone bankrupt or we could have gotten 2 or 3, 4 deals, probably doing wholesale lease options.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like, honestly, when I come up against situations like this, if I can't figure it out in about 10 minutes, I drop it. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, I'm not looking for a fucking jigsaw puzzle to put together this afternoon. You know, I'm looking for a way to get to a check. And sometimes that just means you got to be able to let go of a guy and say, hey, you know, I'm sorry, man, I just can't figure out how to help you. It doesn't sound like it would be a lease option deal. It doesn't sound like a pretty house technique at all.
No.
It just sounds like a deal that the guy needs to go figure out how to file bankruptcy, get that shit off of his life, and then move on. But he's probably waited now to the point where it's so late that the county's going to take it because, he didn't pay his own property tax bills either. So this guy's never paid a fucking bill in his whole life on this property, and he thinks that you are going to solve his problems. You know, I wish I could. I wish life worked that way. I wish I could just never pay any of my fucking bills, and then I could call Carlina and say, "Hey, Carlina, will you help me? I haven't paid a fucking bill in 10 years, but I'm ready today."
No, I understand where you're coming from
You
because
know?
look, my car recently got repossessed. I'm getting it back though, but I mean that's the first thing. I mean, the last 2 or 3 years I've been focused on repairing my stuff, and
Yeah.
I started this. I got this business started, but I didn't like do it knowingly. I got the fortune builders set it up for me, and I don't really know how to operate it. And I was telling Clyde, I kind of just want a partner. I don't want to do it alone because I need that person behind me saying, hey, I don't think that that's a good idea, or yeah, I think that this is a great idea. I always second guess myself, but I'm also passionate about this industry. Like it, um,
Carlina, I told you yesterday, right? I told you yesterday, right? Your passion is enough for me to want to work with you, right? Look, the areas that you're interested in, that you're in, we could probably kill them, right? Whether it's lease options, whether it's ugly house wholesaling. I think that my technical ability, right, and your passion, I think we could, so you have, like, if you want to partner up, I will partner up with you, right? But I do understand you're passionate about this particular property in question, right? Because you're trying to help a distressed homeowner who had an illness, right?
right?
I think that Justin has a very valid point. The point being that, in this business, it's about volume, it's about speed, right? And it's about, filling up your pipeline with deals that will produce a good return on investment, and spending too much time trying to figure out somebody else's problems. Maybe he didn't, maybe they are not all his fault. We can't all control illness, right? But at the end of the day, it's just there's not enough time in the day really
Yeah,
to figure out everybody's problem. But I did tell you, right? I'm going to do some research, right? I received file you sent me. I'm going to do some research, right? I'm going to figure out if there's a process of getting that encumbrance or that cloud for that title lifted in a way that's mutually beneficial for a potential cash buyer. And
yeah.
I'm going to spend some time, doing that. And if I figure out something, then I'll let you know. But at the end of the day, it might be
If it's a dead end, then at least we tried.
it is you tried, right? But like it goes back to what Justin said. There comes a point where you have to say, okay, because like you remember yesterday, I was like, I don't know, Carlene, I think you might want to walk away from that one. It's just what Justin is saying, like this, but I think that committing a couple of hours doing some research is not too much to ask, especially since I just I just got wind of it. So
Yeah.
don't totally give up hope on that property
No,
yet,
I'm not.
right? But
Um,
it might be
and
time to move on.
that investor sends me properties because he's over there in the area now. Like that's where he's decided to invest in, and so he'll send me addresses and ask me to look up properties because I have I've got software to look up stuff and people's names and phone numbers and stuff. And so he's sent me a couple of them, and so he's a motivated buyer, and um, I guess at this point I'm just like, should I even try again? Whenever he sends me another address, like,
You can't
but
quit. You can't
I
quit.
know.
That's the whole. You cannot quit. Look. Some people get a deal and crush it in a week, right?
Yeah.
Some people Aaron is out there killing it, right? I think Aaron said, what, it took you 2 weeks when you started doing WLOs to get a deal on the contract. Like some people like have that magic fairy dust, right? But on average, it takes a lot longer. It's a matter of, look, here's the thing. It's a numbers game. You have to know and understand it's really not about anything but the numbers. The numbers dictate. If you put so many deals into your pipeline, you will get so many closed contracts, closed deals, so many checks out the back end, right? It's not a guessing game. You have to know. You have to know and understand. If I put X amount of deals into my pipeline, right? I think with WLOs, right? Justin recommends, I don't know what is like 1,000, 1,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
As many as you can.
Yes.
You're gonna get deals under contract, and with the wholesale lease option deal that Justin is doing, right? You don't even have to worry about dispositions, right? Or acquisitions, depending on what side you decide to do or what have you, right? But if you find a deal, the deal with closed on the other side, right? And you just split the profits. So, but it's a matter of getting those deals into the pipeline, right?
Yeah.
Let the shit look, let the shit forward. Let it forward. Let the chips fall where they may.
Right.
But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of, oh, is this gonna work? It is gonna work. You have to know it is definitely gonna work. There's no question about whether it's gonna work. The only question is how long it's gonna take for it to get going.
Right.
That's it.
And how focused can we get you? And
I used to be so focused. I was waking up daily and going to bed. Like all I would do is real estate education. And I used to be really confident, and I'm a little bit more since I joined the group, and you guys are great people. Like I appreciate it and it's all free. Like you guys help everybody in the group for free, and that it means something. So I just appreciate all of you.
Well, we appreciate you too, Carlina. We do. And we don't want to sound like we're picking on you because
no. I take constructive criticism very well. I think,
Well, good, because you kind of have to around here.
But that's what I need, though. I'm kind of that way too, and with some people, you gotta tell them like it is.
But listen, this is what I told you yesterday, Carlina. Listen, you have such passion about this, and you want to help people. Look, that's an intangible that you cannot replace that, and you can't buy that, right? And the thing about it is you can't, you don't get down on yourself, right? Because that's who you are, because that is your moneymaker, right? You try to change who you are, forget about it, but teaming up with, more of a shark, somebody, because look, I don't give a shit. Look, let me tell you something. Anytime I get into business with people, they're always like, Claude, you're so rude. I'm like, look, I don't care. This is business, right? But every business that I've ever gotten into that's ever gotten anywhere, right? There's always been somebody like you that is more the face of the business, because they don't want to see me. Stick me in the corner, put me in the back, let me work on numbers and logistics, right? Somebody like you with the passion and that likes people. I don't really like people that much, right? Put somebody like you out in front. So I'm just saying, I don't want to monopolize the conversation here, but listen, don't be discouraged. Don't give up. And remember this, Carlina, it's always darkest before the dawn.
Yeah.
When it really, really gets rough, you're about to have a breakthrough. There's no question about it.
All right. Let's open the floor up for anybody else that has anything to say. I know we got a few other folks on here. We've had a good group today, good size group too. Not everybody's chimed in. Romeo, Kelly, Janet, Aaron, what's going on, man?
Did I see a dog in the video somewhere over there? What was that little pan? What was a dog sitting in your chair? I thought you.
Yeah, this dog.
That was me.
Okay, who had a dog sitting in there? That was funny.
It was Kelly. Kelly was sitting over here. I was petting him.
Yeah. I need my daily pets from Justin, man.
Oh yeah, that's my little pit bull mix or whatever. I'm not sure what she is, but
I thought you were doing some special effects or something over there. It was super cool.
Yeah, it's not an animated. Yeah, like we were talking about last week, the Flip Man. He's animated. Yeah, that could be the Flip Dog. That's the Flip
mascot?
Dog. Yeah, that's right. That's a mascot. That's it. Cody, the mascot. Yeah. What's going on, Kelly?
Oh, not much. Just taking in all this info, listening to these guys. It's pretty cool. I guess I got a question for you. Do you ever, when you wholesale a deal, do you ever post your stuff on some of these, like connected investors or stuff like that, or do you just go direct to your cash buyers?
Yeah.
I mean, do you ever feel like you have to post it, or you got the deal, who it's going to, kind of a thing?
Yeah, I'll share with you the process in a nutshell, and that's a great question, and this will give you some insight as to how we do it around here. What we'll do is we get a contract ready to go. It's ready to be sold. So we got a property that we've put under contract, and now we're preparing to sell the contract off. So the first thing we do is I will personally take that contract, and I will let usually one or two, maybe three of what I call dedicated buyers. These are guys that I've worked with a little bit in the past. They know me. I know them. I can text them. They'll text me back, like we care, you know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
So I'll let them know, and I'll give them about a day or so. And if I don't get any real traction with one of those three, then I'll send it out to the mass of my buyer pool, which is my email buyers list. And so I'll send it out to several hundred, doing it that way. And then I'll give it about a day. And if I haven't gotten anybody out of there in about a day, then I'll go and I'll put an ad on Craigslist and on Facebook.
Gotcha. Okay.
I skip Craigslist and just go right to Facebook. But that's exactly the process. So I will do, first of all, the dedicated buyers, then the email list, then I'll go to Craigslist and or Facebook.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. What's going on, Janet? Hey. All right. Hey, I really want to talk with Janet, and I really want to talk with Carlina. Well, more than that, I would like both of you guys to talk with me and Aaron, because I'd like to get you two ladies off and running, just running and gunning. You know what I mean? Hey, it's good to see Edward here. Cameron, Ryan Webb's watching us. He didn't sign on the Zoom, but he is watching. And of course, all the others. There's a big list there. But anyway, let's go to breakout rooms, guys. Anybody got anything else they want to add?
Real quick,
Yeah, go ahead, Kelly.
I believe you were referring, Carlina, to Janet about the leads or the issues that she was having with that one property. And didn't you say Janet was the one that could help? Or you thought maybe about the guy that had a stroke and stuff?
Yeah, I thought Janet might be able to help because Janet has a little bit more experience in the medical with the billings and the people over there at the administration and all that. And I have almost no experience with it. So
okay,
I thought, yeah.
I was just wondering because I have a property that I'm having an issue with, and it's something that I owned, and I sold it to a lady, and it was an owner carry thing, and I didn't know if she had like legal experience or medical experience or what, but now it's kind of tied out. I'm just trying to avoid going to an attorney, but the it's either Medicare, Medicaid, somebody like that took this property over, or liened it, I should say, because she's in a nursing home, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose what she still owes me. I guess I'm first position as a mortgage holder, but I don't know, and I just didn't know if Janet had any experience with that. I guess I'm going to probably have to suck it up and go to a lawyer, but just didn't really want to because I thought, well, I'd like to solve this by myself. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say before we went to breakout. So.
Okay. You guys, let's do that. Let's get into breakout rooms, and you guys can maybe chat up a little bit about that, Janet. If you want to chat up a little bit about, I don't know if you can help or not. And forgive me for volunteering you. I just saw your face on here, and I thought, oh, well, you know what? She's probably the expert in the room, really, to be honest. But anyway, and I don't know that to be true. I'm just, for whatever reason, I just think, I bet you've got some answers. It's some wisdom and knowledge on that. So anyway, forgive me if I've spoken in error here.
Oh no,
I'm okay.
But I don't mind. I share what I know.
Okay.
I share what I know.
Yeah, that's all you can do, you know. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into some breakout rooms here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and manually put people in breakout rooms. Last week I messed up and cut it real short because I was basically, I hit the wrong button when I and I ended the breakout room in like a minute. So anyway, I will not do that same thing this time. I will definitely not hit that same button, guys. So let me go ahead and put you guys in these rooms, and go ahead and join up. I've sent you an invitation. And when you're ready, go ahead and hop over there in the breakout rooms, and then I'll shuffle you around here in about 5 or 10 minutes or so. And then you guys can hop off whenever you're ready. Guys, have a great, blessed day and rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. So if you are still watching us here on YouTube or Facebook or one of the other platforms, I want to say, first of all, thank you for watching. And if you're interested in real estate wholesaling, if you're interested in learning and growing together, getting some accountability going in your life, and you're really kind of getting some good habits going and some good rhythms, then come join us over at realestatewholesalersclub.com. It is free training. I don't care what technique you're trying to learn. There's free training modules. 4 weeks to your first virtual co-wholesale or mobile wholesale deal. There's 4 weeks to your first virtual wholesale lease option deal. And there's bank-owned wholesaling. There's pretty house or subject to wholesaling. Everything you want is over there at realestatewholesalersclub.com. Okay, all the cool kids are doing it, guys. All the cool kids are doing it. Don't be a square, all right? Don't miss out. I'm just letting you know that shit's free. You got no excuses. You got no excuses. That shit's free. And it comes with the agreements, marketing, resources, everything you need. Also, you'll find links to us at YouTube and Facebook. And so come join us over there. All of that's free as well. So anyway, we love you. We appreciate you. We hope you got something out of this today. We look forward to seeing you next week